Hi everybody, so now we will be continuing our discussion, and this time we will be writing equations. So our goal will be to write an equation modeling a real-world situation. So here is a sample scenario. So we have an art student who wants to make a model of the Mayan Great Ball Court in Chichen Itza in Mexico. The length of the court is 2.4 times its width. The length of the student's model is 54 inches. So what should be the width of the model? So as you can see, we have some choices here. And how are we going to find the answer to this particular problem? So let's look at our considerations here. So as you can see, it says here that the length is 2.4 times its width. Okay, if you would remember when we started with algebraic expressions, we have English words that we have to translate into mathematical expressions. So this is where we can apply that knowledge. So as you can see here, it says here the length is, all right? So we can use the variable L for length. So let's use L as the length. And let's use the variable W for the width. Okay, so if we're going to use these two variables and write this in a mathematical equation, this will be length is equal to L. The word is just the same as the equal sign. Okay, 2.4 times its width. So the word itself, it says times, so we're going to be multiplying 2.4 and the width, which we can represent as W. All right, now if you're going to take a look at the next sentence, the length of the student's model is 54. So from that second sentence, let me just change ink here. Okay, according to the second sentence, the next sentence is the length is 54 inches. So according to that sentence, the length L is going to be equal to 54. So what we can do is we can substitute the variable L by 54. So this is now our evaluating algebraic expressions. So our L from our equation will now become 54, and we still have our usual here, so equals 2.4 W. And so this is now the equation that we will be working on. The question is, what should the width of the model be? So for us to be able to get this done, we can use the multiplicative inverse. Okay, so we want to have W. To be able to get the value of W, we can have the multiplicative inverse. Another option is if you would like to check, okay, 2.4 inch, each of these choices, you can replace W by it, all right? So you can have it checked on there. So let's see here. You will notice that you will have 2.4 times the 2.4 inch. Okay, you have the 2.4, let's say the W is 11.25, and then we have 2.4 times the other one is 22.5. Okay, so if you use your calculator, you will get different values for it, and let's see which ones will be, oh sorry, I forgot the last option. 2.4 times 129.6. Okay, so you can manually calculate this with your, you can use a calculator to get these values in here. So you will see that if you multiply each of these numbers by 2.4, each of the choices, these are the values. And if you are going, if we're looking for the length that is 54, then it is going to be this amount, and that choice is 22.5. So for this problem, our answer is letter C, 22.5. Okay, let's have another example here. So we have the length of the ball court at La Venta is 14 times the height of its wall. So write an equation that can be used. So we are being asked to write an equation. We do not have to solve for it. Okay, so let's take into consideration some of the mentioned information. So the length. So again, L is our length, okay? is, okay, 14 times the height. So h is going to be our other variable, okay? So according to this first sentence, the length is, okay, 14 times, so again, that's multiplication, 14 times the height. So that's going to be h, all right? So the question here is write an equation that can be used to find the height of a model that has a length of 49 centimeters. So according to this, our length is 49 centimeters, okay? So what we can do is we can replace 49, okay? Put it into L, so this will now be 49 is equal to 14h, okay? So that will be an equation that we can use, all right? Now, you can also have, since we want h to be alone, we can use the multiplicative inverse of 14. So we can have it as times, let me use purple here. So we can multiply this by 1 over 14, multiply this also by 1 over 14. Why do we use the multiplicative inverse? So that it will be 1 times h. So this and this number can cancel out. If you multiply 14 and 1 over 14, that answer would be 1. And so we will now be left with h is equal to, if you will have this other side here, it will be 49 over 14. Okay, so that could be an equation. So actually you can already stop with 49 equals 14h. That could be an equation. But if you are solving for the actual value of h, then you can simplify this fraction in here. Thank you.